Y'all, Merry Christmas. I mean, this video is going to be coming up on Friday on Christmas, so I'm not really expecting anyone to watch this. I mean, if you are watching this, why aren't you with your family? Do you not have family? Do you not have friends? I'll be your new family and friends. We can spend the holiday with each other. What is up, you guys? It's me, your girl, your Casey. Hi, how you doing? So I am not what you typically call a festive, party-going, fun person. Holidays and me, I'm just like, yeah, bring it on. But also stay away from me. More social interaction? No. Bunch of holiday foods that just make me feel bloated afterwards? No. So because of this, a Christmas tag really doesn't seem like my cup of tea. However, the questions on this one were just too cute. And I am a sucker for the cuteness, evident by my little baby Yona addiction. And honestly, I haven't seen a lot of Christmas movies, so for these tag questions, the favorite festival, what the heck is this tag called? I know there's like a ton of F's. This is the Fave Festive Family Films book tag. Festive films for family, I've not seen a lot. So for a lot of these prompts, I'm gonna be like, what the heck is this movie? There's a SpongeBob Christmas special? Oh wait, I do remember that with the live action Santa. What's a lampoon? National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. Is that like a harpoon? Bad Santa. What sort of horror movie stuff is going on here? Anyways, my favorite Christmas movie is The Nightmare Before Christmas because the soundtrack be poppin'. But I also used to hate that movie because the claymation models scared the heck out of me, especially their nasty teeth. So anyways, let us get into this jazz with the first question. Also, shout out real quick, got a new phone, people. Never again will we watch me having to yell at my phone as it restarts randomly because shame on me, I got it down to 50% battery. No, we are bougie now. Anyways, first question. What's a book that makes you smile? I can't remember the last book that made me smile. I can't remember the last time I smiled. Well, this is a depressing Christmas tag. You know, I do have one. Shatter Me. Not per se the book, even though I do actually kind of like this series, even though it's so weird to me. Like, there's a lot of bad stuff in it. There's a lot of good stuff in it. There's a bunch of really shallow, not deep at all characters in it, but it fits the book fine. But this book has a fantastic male character named Warner, who literally, the dude just has to swagger into a doorway, and I would be all giddy with the giggles. He's just got that swagger, you know? He thinks he's hot stuff, and he is. So really not the book, but you know, there's that character that just, you know, brings a nice warm glow to your face. Number 2, The Muppet Christmas Carol. What's one of your favorite adaptations or retellings of a story? This could be a book to movie adaptation, a fairy tale retelling, etc. So one of my favorite movie adaptations from a book is actually The Help. I love this movie. My mom has watched this movie. My mom has laughed during this movie. That is a big thing because she hates movies. So that tells you how good the movie is. The book's even better. So usually I'm that person, the really hoity-toity type, who's like, you have to read the book first before you see the movie. However, I saw the movie before I read the book. The movie was phenomenal. Loved it. Like, it's hard-hitting. It gets to its issues, but it's also really funny, and I love it. Also, I relate to Skeeter like a whole ton, but the book is so good. I borrowed the book originally from a friend, then I borrowed it again from my friend, then I decided just to get a copy of it myself. Actually, when I first decided to do booktube, this and the first 2 Red Queen books were the first books I purchased to get started on all that. I regret buying those Red Queen books, by the way. Also, The Help made me very distrustful of pies. So, you know, on Christmas, don't you dare eat that pie, especially if it's a chocolate pie. Prompt number 3, The Grinch. The Grinch. Who is one of your favorite book villains? So I was actually thinking about this on the way back home, just like thinking like, what's my favorite fantasy books and all that? And Name of the Wind came into my mind, and we have there's only 2 books of the series out so far. We are waiting, dying for that 3rd book. Mr. Author Guy, Patrick, whatever your name is. So we got this one character who I can't tell you the name because it's a spoiler, but he's kind of like, are you good? Are you bad? Like, that cliffhanger in the 2nd book, like, what you up to, man? But we also have a big bad, basically the devil equivalent for the universe guy. His name is impossible for me to pronounce. The catalog with the 5th. Starts with a Q. The Chettle. Chicka chicka bom bom. I don't know. Anyways, the name is here. So you never see this villain. He's up in a tree. The leaves are like always moving. And you get up to the tree and you're like, wait a minute, there's no wind. How is this tree moving? Then you start to notice like little things falling from the tree. These things, they're colorful. So you get a little closer and you realize they're butterflies. and then you realize that they're butterfly wings just being peeled off by something in the tree. And then when our main man Kavoth like goes up to the tree and he's like, what's up with all these butterfly wings? You hear I'm just gonna call it the Kraken. You hear the Kraken say, do you like my aesthetic? As he's just like ripping wings apart, just like littering the ground with dead butterflies. So, you know, a butterfly killer, that's pretty bad already. How can it get any worse? Apparently, and what Kavoth didn't know at the time, that whoever dares talk to the Kraken is like automatically doomed to either like cause like just a bunch of catastrophes. Okay, whoever talks to the Kraken is basically doomed to like be a negative impact in the world. Like, there's this story about some prince, I guess, who went and talked to the Kraken, and as soon as he went back home, he ended up starting like a bajillion wars and the world almost exploded. Something like that. So people are like, wait, Kavoth talked to the Kraken? That means he's destined to like just be awful, I guess. Because like the Kraken has this poisonous influence just by its words. So I really like that. Like, ooh, he has such a seductive way of talking, like you want to listen more, especially me as a reader, but that's like part of the uh-oh factor, like don't listen to him talk. But he also seems like so lonely, like he's stuck in a tree, barely anyone comes by to talk to him so they won't get condemned to an awful fate. So like when Kavoth finally realizes I should not be listening to this guy and runs off, the Kraken is like, wait, what? I just want a friend. So yeah, the Kraken, I really need to learn how to pronounce this thing. The no, it starts with a C. C-L-T-H. Cliff. Okay, the Cliff. This is gonna be embarrassing when I finally do pop up this word up here. Anyways, he's mysterious, but also relatable. Because don't we all just want someone to talk to bare our soul to? Prompt number 4. A SpongeBob Christmas special. What was one of the first books you read in one of your favorite genres? So one of the first books I read for young adult was actually the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyers. I remember that. Look at me, I'm talented. And I honestly, it's been like about 2 years since I've read it, but I really do love this series. Like, it is so imaginative. Like, the author did take all these like famous fairy tales, Cinderella, Rapunzel, all that, and she managed to put like a sci-fi dystopian twist on it with really good characters too. And wow. Like, even now, I'm just like, I really need to reread it. Also, the villain for that series, I actually ranked her. Her name's Levana, I think. She was actually my 5th worst villain of 2019, but that's just because of some tactical errors she made. She's actually a really good villain. Like, she has good superpower of a kind. She's intimidating. She just wasn't as smart as she should be. The next prompt, a Christmas story. Name a book you love that has won an award. Earning My Love is an award all by itself. So, I thus say that Eldest, the greatest book of all time, has the award of the Casey endorsement blessed upon it. Best book of all time, go read it, but go read Aragon first because it's the first book in the series. This is the second book in the series. Say hi to Murtagh for me. I love freaking Murtagh. What's a book you were excited to read that turned out to be a disappointment? Oh, who immediately leaps into the forefront of my mind? It starts with a K, as magical talking cats, a completely senseless plot, an awful main character, also starts with a K. It's magical realism, which I loathe. If you guess Kafka on the freaking shore, you are correct. I started out excited for it. I was young and naive back then. I thought magical realism would be a hoot. It is not a hoot. It is a boot. Right to the face. So I was excited for that. And it was actually a 5-star read for like 100 to 150 pages, and I was loving it. Then it got freaky. And then that non-magical realism, that ain't a genre. That's just realism. Then the magical realism aspects kicked into effect, which apparently means you can have as much chaos and magic as you want without any explanation about why it's happening. Not a fan. I want my world building to be by the book, by the rules. I want explanations about why this is happening. Hey Kafka, why is that white thing crawling out of the corpse's mouth? It's a metaphor. For what? Zombies? I won't know, cause you don't explain it. The next prompt is Bad Santa. Name a character who's optimistic or wants to help others. So my current read, which I'm loving right now, is the Legend of Drit series. Dungeons and Dragons, the Dark Elf Trilogy. It's very good. Very nice. So we got this race of elves called the Drow. They're like vicious. Like, you do not survive in their world unless you are tough and you're just ready to push aside everyone else to your ascension to the top. You have to be relentless, heartless, and all that. But then you got Dritz, our main character. He's a drow too, same species, but instead of being vicious, he is a good fighter, the best fighter. But he's also like, hello everybody, I just want to give the world a big old hug. And I love him. I am usually for the depressed, dark, and broody characters like Khaled and Stormblessed from the Stormlight Archive, but Tritz, that's my boy. And I am so glad he's happy and optimistic because he lives a hard life. And right now he's been in solitude for like the last 10 years, so he is kind of losing his marbles, but I have faith that my boy will get better. Next prompt is the Santa Claus. What is something from a book that you wish were real? Dragons. Next prompt, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Hey, that's my jam. What's a book that's perfect to read in winter? I think any book's good to read in winter. See, I'm not a seasonal person. I don't get those weather season vibes at all. So any book's a good book to read in winter. Yeah. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. What's one of your favorite creatures from a book? So, you hear that lawnmower? Rude! It's winter, the grass ain't growing, what are you doing? Okay, so I have yet to read a book that really had some of these creatures in it, but my favorite mythological creatures besides dragons are changelings. Stop mowing! If I just threw a pillow at him, do you think he'd stop mowing? That's my dad mowing, by the way. Anyways, I love changelings. I love the lore behind them, how their fairies switched out for baby humans to be raised in the human world, while the fairies raised the human in the fairy world. Never really understood why they switched like that. Why not just keep your own baby? But it is exciting. And I do like those books where the fae and human worlds collide. Enchantment of Ravens? Very good book. Please go read it. But yeah, I haven't really read any books really about changelings. So if you guys have any changeling recommendations, comments, all yours. And that is it, Tater Chip. This fun, festive tag is finished, and I am so excited for the new year to begin because it's time for the videos. The top and best and worst and lamest videos. No, not videos, because I'll never produce a lame video. Anyway, soon I'm going to be making those top books of 2020, worst books of 2020 videos, best villains, worst villains, best heroes, worst heroes, best ladies, worst ladies. I had a lot of worst ladies. And so we're gonna have some rants coming up and you're gonna enjoy it. Or if you like the books I hate, you're gonna hate me too. But it's okay. It is the season of patience and forgiveness, and I forgive your bad taste. Stay ready, my friends.